Let's meet our next fighter.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Daniel Jimenez.
Daniel Jimenez. 2-1 record. Came all the way from Washington. That's his hometown in Pasco. Training at Mercenary Combat Academy. The 21-year-old took this fight against Ross THURWALKER, one of the hotter names in the amateur division for the flyweights. A lot of people didn't want to fight THURWALKER. Jimenez was like, I'll take it, let's go.
Well, and that's the thing, Raheel, is like typically on a regional show, people get they're only pulling fighters from that region. And so they'll get to know people and they'll protect their records and they'll pad their records and they'll do, whenever you've got somebody from another state and they're maybe killing it up there in their state, they're maybe killing it at the gym, it gets to where they're not scared of anybody and they think they're just as good as any fighter in any region. That may or may not be the case here, but I'm just telling you, Daniel Jimenez knows exactly what he was getting into whenever he took this fight with THURWALKER. He thinks he can win this fight, and he thinks he can do it in devastating fashion.
All right, let's meet his opponent. Here.
Please welcome to the red corner, Ross THURWALKER.
You can hear that big pop for Ross THURWALKER. 7th time inside the Fury amateur cage. 3-2 record. Has a no contest against Nathan Uriose with that low blow. Couldn't get the fight finished. But Ross THURWALKER is a hot name, man.
Yeah, and again, we talked about this a little bit earlier. We've seen it, Raheel, where guys go 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, whatever, and then go to the pros and they are 9-0 whenever they go to a pro. We've seen guys go 15-0 as an amateur and cannot win a pro fight. This is one of those guys that is using this amateur rank to work on what he's doing, to get his ring awareness better, to make sure that he's fighting his kind of fights, to make sure that he's challenged. He is using this the way it's supposed to be used. Of course you want to win. Of course he wants to win. Of course he thinks he should have won those 2 fights. But sometimes it just doesn't happen.
Look at our tail of the tape, brought to you by Howler Head Whiskey for this amateur flyweight bout. The height advantage and reach advantage to Ross THURWALKER. The 22-year-old came in at 127.4 pounds. Let's go inside the weigh-in for our introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, brought to you by Howler Head Whiskey, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Flyweight Division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist is 5 feet 4 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 125.2 pounds. Fighting out of Pasco, Washington, he holds an amateur record of 2 wins, only 1 defeat. This is Daniel Jimenez. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in at 127.4 pounds. Fighting out of Cypress, Texas, he holds an amateur record of 3 wins, 2 losses. This is Ross THURWALKER. Your referee in charge, Jeff Rexroad.
All right, blue gloves for Jimenez, red for THURWALKER. All right, both guys.
Man, THURWALKER's like an amateur 25 version of Smotherman. Just his fights are always crazy. Inconsistent type of crazy, too. Crazy kicks, good wrestling, sometimes weird fouls. I mean, the guy's definitely a must-watch fighter.
Yeah, his kicks definitely stand out. When you look at some of his old fights, he does a great job of creating distance and attacking with them.
You know, he's like a formidably sized flyweight, too. He's got an interesting striking style, and you wouldn't think it matches well with wrestling, but it does, man. Like, once he chooses to shoot and grapple, I mean, it looks great. But he'll fight at super long kick range as well. It's an interesting mix.
Yeah, he's kind of started the fight that way here. Looking like he's trying to keep him on the, kind of using those kicks as a jab. Want to keep a little space in there. And I would imagine he'll keep doing that until he decides to make this a wrestling match.
Yeah, that was a nice jab from, oh, big high kick, man. He was hunting for that one. And props to his opponent in Jimenez. He's stalking a lot. He's moving well. He's just struggling to find a beat. THURWALKER keeps switching stances. Nice double there from Jimenez. Got his hands together.
Yeah, Jimenez kind of on the wrong side of him there. You don't want to give him a THURWALKER an escape route. Does a good job of turning him.
Getting to his feet. Important hand fight here. Jimenez's elbows are a little high. Transitions off with a single. THURWALKER, been here a million times, knows how to balance here. It's why chain wrestling is so important. You shoot a single on a guy with good balance, you're gonna have to, you know, hit him with like multi-tier off-balancing strategies.
Yeah, you gotta be ready to switch to double legs. You gotta be, you know, ready to come high, ready to come off of it all together and throw some punches. Gotta be creative there whenever you're fighting a guy that's a good defensive wrestler.
Man, good kick there from THURWALKER. By the way, good exit knee there from Jimenez as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was a hardy knee there from Jimenez. Nice little level change, low-high, we call it at the gym, from THURWALKER. But man, Jimenez keeping his composure. Nice, it's subtle. Jimenez feinted a jab, threw a big right hand over the top. Didn't meet its mark, but the thought was there.
Under 30 seconds, round one.
And man, and THURWALKER's not like loading up on these kicks. They're not using that much energy. And that's usually the big like knock with kicks is they burn a lot of fuel. But THURWALKER's throwing him pretty smooth, pretty clean. And right when you think he's going to kick, he throws a nice little punch combo. He's really mixing it up well.
Yeah, and his position's good for him. We saw a little bit in a fight earlier where he was a little. The fighter was a little bit close, kind of the knee hitting the body instead of the leg hitting the body, and just got good position, good good distance.
A lot of guys didn't want to fight THURWALKER. Jimenez looks very comfortable inside there, not phased at all. If you're looking at body language, good start here for Daniel Jimenez.
I mean, I maybe not a master class, but I mean, that's about as clean as it gets. THURWALKER was sliding right out of range, switching the stance, throwing punches, throwing kicks, all different levels. I mean, good performance. And that's tough for Daniel Jimenez because Daniel Jimenez didn't have a bound route himself. He kept his stance, he kept his composure, mitigated the strikes pretty well, threw when he could, but THURWALKER's, he's just a bit of a challenging riddle to solve, early in this fight.
Yeah, THURWALKER, I think the key for Jimenez in this fight after watching the first round, Alex, is he has got to just keep some pressure on him, keep a little bit closer, don't get it ranged like that with him. Maybe turn this fight a little dirty, maybe get him up against the cage, do some dirty boxing.
Yeah, guys who bounce in and out a lot, switch stance and throw a lot of kicks, if you just get in their face and put them on the back foot, you can beat some of their tempo.
Second round, red gloves, THURWALKER, blue, Jimenez. Ooh, big right there from Jimenez.
Yeah, you can see that his corner told him when he throws that kick, go with that big overhand right. They must have seen, I haven't been paying attention, but maybe THURWALKER drops his hand a little bit whenever he throws that kick with that right leg.
THURWALKER has been diligent with his hand placement. I mean, even when his opponent countered with the overhand right, I mean, THURWALKER's hands were sky high.
Yeah. That's what I said, nothing stuck out, but it looks like that's exactly what they told him to do.
So there once again, and he had some success. I mean, that was a good read.
Just a nice little kick jab. It was perfect. But man, another good counter flurry from Jimenez.
Both guys landed there. Both guys throwing that right hook. Both guys landing.
Man, Jimenez showing good timing on his takedown defense and his takedown offense.
Yeah, he's been wincing a little bit in the left eye, Alex.
Nice little liver punch there. Oh, nice. He mixes it up. I mean, you saw the THURWALKER went right hand to the body and then left hook to the head. Just attacking on very different planes. Just hard to predict what he's going to throw. Really good entry there from a jab from Jimenez. A good classic 1-2. Met its mark.
Man, this has been a beautiful fight thus far.
I mean, yeah, these guys, they look like pros.
Yeah, both guys very calm. Both guys very relaxed. Both guys striking well.
I mean, as much as we like two amateurs brawling it out, I mean, this is just clean technical martial arts right here. That was a good timing, not on the shot, but on the finishing fuse. That was great there from Jimenez. He was able to hit that classic single because he just saw the head or leg and went for it quick. He's in a pretty tight front headlock, pops his head out. It's funny, we've seen more wrestling holds and positions and grips than jiu-jitsu positions in this fight. Front headlocks, singles, switches.
This is a hard one to call because I just want to watch them. Both these guys.
I know what you mean.
Truly, for two guys with, for Jimenez, under 5 fights. For THURWALKER, this is now, big kick there.
I mean, that was the most notable flurry. Oh man, THURWALKER's all over him. I mean, that flurry scored huge. That was by far the biggest moment of round 2.
Nice overhand right there from Jimenez. THURWALKER comes right back.
Not that it was out of arm's reach, but I mean, I think THURWALKER takes that round handily because of that exchange, at about the 20-second mark.
THURWALKER, as I mentioned, when he was walking out, 7-time inside the amateur cage, so another guy to watch out for, grown in fury. Could possibly be his final amateur fight with this many fights already. Looks like a pro. Look at our round 2 highlights.
Yeah, and again, THURWALKER does a good job of using those kicks as jabs, kind of keeping the distance. And rightly so. I mean, Jimenez has done a good job. You see a beautiful flying knee right there, and then answered with a knee to the body by Jimenez. I think it fell a little bit short.
Man, I had an amateur one time, got hit with a big clinch knee to the body. And after the fight, he came to me, he was like, "Hey, coach," and he was like holding back tears. He's like, my heart hurts. And I was like, "It was from the knee to your sternum. You'll be okay, champ."
By the way, you see our upcoming schedule quickly. We're going to be in Dallas on a Friday night broadcast, February 17th. We head back to California, March 17th, and then March 24th at the new Boeing Center at Techport in San Antonio for FC 77. How about this? Kyrie Irving is now part of the Dallas Mavericks. Wow. We'll get trade details here in a second. Big NBA news. Maybe we'll see him at Gillies next month. Ooh.
Nice. I mean, right when Jimenez throws a good combo, THURWALKER meets it with the flying knee. And again, Jimenez he's doing well. He's defensively sound. He's finding good moments to attack, but
yeah, Alex, I think these guys are very evenly matched. I mean, even though they're a little bit different style of fighter, Jimenez more of a boxing style fighter, and of course THURWALKER with a beautiful kickboxing, but these guys are really evenly matched.
Yeah, agreed. So then it becomes, volume, who can throw more with their effective styles. And I do believe THURWALKER is ahead on these scorecards.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's done more damage. Even when he was taken down, he got right back up. There was no damage done on the ground. Hasn't really been in any trouble yet. He has taken a few shots, but he's taken them really well. Yeah. And it's never moved him back. He's still moving forward. He's still been the aggressor for most of the fight. Although Jimenez has his moments, like now, when he's the aggressor and kind of pushing forward, he may also have the feeling that he's down on the cards here.
Nice level change. Just classic double leg entry. Big lift there from THURWALKER.
Yeah, I think THURWALKER was tired. He got hit a couple of times, and I think he was like, I need to make sure I win this fight. Get into the ground. He's got good control here from the ground. You see the guard's wide open, and THURWALKER not trying at all to pass the guard, but sitting on the back of those thighs, getting heavy. This is a good ground and pound position, Alex.
Oh, crafty little trip there from Jimenez, and he's all over him.
Now THURWALKER showing off his wrestling.
Yeah, nice duck under reversal there from THURWALKER. I thought we were about to see a big suplex like we saw in the last fight, Alex. Holy cow. I went and trained at Gracie Baja Woodlands yesterday, and Alex did that to me in the middle of our jiu-jitsu round.
Oh, now that left arm.
Mike's being modest. He tapped all my black belts, including myself. You see Walker got full back exposure here.
He's
got
we
the
go.
choking arm in position. It's not quite under the chin. But, I mean, talk about putting a stamp. He's got to be on his P's and Q's transitionally here.
He let a little bit loose with his legs there, Alex.
Yeah.
Lost those hooks.
And that's the difference in training. These guys are bare-chested and sweating. I mean, it's harder to hold on to guys than you'd think. You think it's harder than you think. Something I need to do in training more is that, belly to back, sweat scrambles. I know it's weird, but it's necessary. Big shots there from Jimenez.
Yeah, Jimenez letting it all hang out here now. Jimenez thing, I think he's feeling, I've got to finish this fight.
Nice, good scrap. I mean, great technical,
nice
back and forth fight.
Man, for his 4th fight for Daniel Jimenez, what a character-building fight going up against one of the best amateurs that we have here at Fury FC. And he held his own. I mean, he more than likely will lose the fight, but definitely held his own against one of the best that we have here, man. That's a major character-building fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be very curious to see him fight again. Like, despite not knowing this decision outcome, this guy brought some really cool things to the Fury cage in our amateur stacked flyweight division. I think we have more flyweights every card than any other weight class.
Yeah. As we look at our highlights here, Alex, I have a question for you. For an amateur, how important is winning a title before turning pro? For some of you, like, just your coaching mentality.
For most teams, it's like mandatory. Like, I did that, or Ricky Tercios did that, Jake Hefferny's on the main card, he did that. I mean, it's pretty much a must if you want to be a serious professional.
For Ross THURWALKER, maybe that's the next goal. Has 7 fights already under his belt. See if he gets a chance at the amateur title in the flyweight division.
I hope so, man. I really like watching him fight. I hope he either gets a title shot or turns pro.
All right, let's go inside and see how the judges scored this.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision brought to you by OnlyFans. All 3 judges score the fight 30-27, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Ross THURWALKER.
Congratulations to Ross THURWALKER, man, and I hope Daniel Jimenez is back here for us at Fury FC because that is a talented fighter as well.